It's Kaz at Chode Engineering Performance, and just wanted to take a second to show you some things that we've been asked about. I'm going to try to make this as brief as possible, but a lot of times we'll have guys ask us, hey, I've got a different torque converter. The 6-liter torque converter is a 6-lug, as you can see right here. Okay, the 6.4 torque converter, actually that's a 6.0 converter, or the flywheel. This is a 6.4. This is an 8-lug, that's a 6-lug. A lot of times guys will get something out of the junkyard and they'll say, hey, you know, I need the trans, but my converter's good, or their converter's good, mine's bad. So they'll swap them up, and they'll bolt up this inside, the bolt circle. Everything will line up fine. But the problem with it is you can see on the 6-liter it uses one weight right here. On the 6.4 it uses two, and they are very far apart. So what I want to show today, and also there's one other thing, guys are selling these things on the internet, and they are selling a billet flex plate as one part number, and I want to show the 6.0 and 6.4 is one part number. And what I want to show is we're going to balance. We got an engine over here, or a crankshaft over here. We're going to spin up. I'll show you its balance to tolerance, but just for sake of argument, we'll go ahead and spin it again. But this has got a billet flex plate already on this crankshaft, and what I want to do is, now that it's been balanced with this flex plate, we're going to put a stock flex plate back on the crankshaft, spin it, and show you how much change there is in the balance of it. So if you're just buying a billet flex plate, can you just throw it on there? Is it going to change the balance? And you'd be surprised at the answer to this. So as soon as we get done, we'll be right back. We're going to swap these out. As you can see, it's balanced to tolerance, so we're good to go. We'll be back in just a second. Thanks. Yep. All right, so we're back. Let's go ahead and start this thing up. Now, as you can see, this has got the stock balancer on it. Or excuse me, flywheel. I don't know why I keep saying balancer, but anyways, it's got the stock flywheel versus the billet one. We're going to go ahead and spin it up. And the other one was balanced to tolerance within 2 grams on either side. It was below. You see what our tolerance range is. This is 0.710. So we'll look at this after we spin this up. So here we go. Oh, sorry, let me turn this up. We've got a little bit of belt slippage. Hold on one second, let me fix this. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we go. It's analyzing. There it goes. Okay, so right now, this is just the difference. We've got 29 grams on the left, 6 grams on the right. You can obviously see that the weight's off on the back side of that crankshaft. It's no longer balanced to tolerance, and that was just changing between a billet flex plate and the stock flex plate. So now what we're going to do is put a 6-liter flywheel on this thing. And when I do that, I'm actually going to put the safety restraints on it, because I already know the answer to this one just from having one in a vehicle that someone brought in. So let me show you that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're back. We've changed out the flywheel with a 6.0, and we're going to run this up again. This is a 6.4 crankshaft, and the results would be the same if you reversed and it was a 6.0 crank and a 6.4 flywheel. So here we go. We're going to spin this up and see what happens. Set the safety restraints, because this should be, we'll see how bad out it is. I know that I've felt a actual difference in the crankshaft when someone would put a flywheel on that was a 6.4 in place of a 6.0. I could physically feel the difference while it vibrated in the vehicle. So we don't have any hop going on there. Just a second. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Now there's the difference. You've got 210 grams on the left side right here, 40 grams on the right side, 31 ounce inches on the left, and 6 on the right. So that tells you how bad out of balance this thing is. Actually, if I'd have continued to spin it any faster, at about 50 grams, the machine will actually tell you not to spin it over 500 RPMs, or it'll actually come off. The back's 210 grams. That's a tremendous amount of weight. That's the reason why you do not want to run mixed flex plates. Also, if you're using a billet flex plate, you really ought to be balancing the thing, because it's not just plug and play. They're not balanced the same. So those things can affect also. If you have a lot of imbalance in the back side of that engine, what happens is that torque converter, the flex plate's moving up and down a whole lot because of the imbalance. The bearings they're constricting it, and they're making it run true. But what happens is between the stress and the load that's being placed on the engine, you have motion that's being, it's not a lot, but it doesn't take a lot when you've only got 2-3 thousandths on your pump bushing. So that can actually cause premature wear from the snout of the converter or the converter hub into the transmission. But anyways, those are some things to definitely consider. So I would not recommend anybody to be taking a flywheel off of one and replacing the other. There is a physical difference that you can actually feel when you do this, but not only that, it shortens the life of the bearings, it shortens the life of the engine. So these are some things, like I say, just to keep in mind. Thanks for watching.